Hello, lovely. Welcome to the Find a Lovely Life podcast, a safe place for all self love journeys. I'm your host, Monica Rodriguez, and for the past 9 years, I've been on my own self love journey. Healing can be really lonely, especially when you don't know where to start. So let's figure things out together. If you're looking for inspirational stories, conversations with some lovely souls, and a little life advice, I think you found the right place. Or maybe it found you. Let's try our best and find a lovely life together. I'll share some of my lovely life lessons along the way. Don't worry, you're safe here. Hello, lovely. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. We're talking about one of my favorite things in the world and also a pillar, a milestone, a marker, a canon event in my self love journey, and that is flowers. Flowers have been, ever since I was little, just something that I associated with beauty, with life, with death, like just cycles of life, but also just color. When I first started my self love journey, I intentionally wanted to mark it with this like revolutionary date, taking myself on a date for the first time. When was this? Like back in 2016. And I remember going to the store, buying myself a bouquet of flowers, a dark chocolate bar, getting dressed. And then I went to go see one of my favorite bands, Temper Trap, alone. It was like I don't remember if that was like my first concert alone. Maybe it was. But it was a time in my life where I was really kind of like nervous about going out and about alone. Now, like years later, almost a decade later, I really love spending time with myself. But at the beginning of my self love journey, it was difficult to kind of get into that groove with myself. And I remember writing one of the first blog posts that I kind of like wrote, almost like convincing myself that I should keep doing this, was back in February 2017, a day before Valentine's Day. And I titled it Loving Yourself. If you never try, you'll never know just how much you're worth. And I'm looking at a picture of this girl who was like still frightened by love, by her loving herself, by just there was a lot of trauma. We hadn't done therapy. At that time, I probably thought I would never do therapy. But now we've been in therapy for like 3+ years, a decade later. So I think it just goes to show that your self love journey can start however you want it to start. And I started it by buying myself flowers. I have this like self love date list of things that I want to do. And anytime I see it come up or like it shows up on Instagram or I see like an event or like it finds me initially, I'm like, oh, this is the opportunity to turn that on and pursue it and knock it off my bucket list. Something that I used to do early on in my self love journey instead of, well, we got rid of New Year's resolutions a long time ago. And I would do these bucket lists of what I wanted to do like for fun in the year. And I carried that practice through in a sort of like a self-love bucket list of like, oh, I really want to try. I want to do this. Doesn't necessarily have to be a date, can involve a friend. But one of the things I've always wanted to do is go to like a flower arranging class. And I was scrolling on Instagram and found a bookstore, a local bookstore that I hadn't been to that was on my list and who was hosting a flower workshop. So it was like 2-for-1 special on my bucket list. Might as well cross it off. And so I was really excited because it was a time earlier this year. It was pretty rough. This year has been really hard. Okay, guys. I've been through a lot of like just a lot of life stuff that's been happening, a lot of adult decisions that I've had to make alone that I sometimes wish, life wasn't as cruel as it has been. And I had a partner sometimes to help me make those decisions. But we are still in that wonderful season of life where we're growing and learning how to navigate life alone. And so it really got hit hard at the beginning of this year. And I was just really excited to kind of get back out and do things for myself this year. And that was the first thing that I saw was a flower workshop at a bookstore. And I was like, this is perfect. I'm going to start taking myself out on dates again now that my dog is feeling better and I can like move about my life. Again, authority, action, keywords of self-love journey that I've been on. Check out my self-love check-in episode to learn more about that and how I've been defining self-love this year for myself. Of course, when I start talking about my dog, he comes to disrupt the audio. So we might get some ASMR sounds of Jude tearing up my couch. Anyways, so I go to this workshop. I just love learning things. And when you combine things that kind of like remind you of your self-love journey and put you back into that sort of like time span of my self-love journey and the origin story of the self-love journey, and gives me an opportunity to be creative, artistic, and off my phone and just present in a creative setting with a bunch of strangers who are also creatively looking to do something artistic with flowers. I just really enjoyed myself. I reached out to Kayla, who is the owner and founder of Aura Atex Florals, who taught the class, if she wanted to have a conversation about flowers, because they've been such a monumental sort of reminder for me in my self-love journey. And I was so inspired editing our conversation that I had to go to the store to get flowers to make my own arrangement. So look how pretty she is. I just went to Central Market, got two seasonal, or not seasonal, it was like two mini bouquets for like $3.99. Central Market's like a grocery store here in Austin. And then I got these little yellow pom-poms. I think those were like $5.99. So I spent like $11 making this. And I learned this from With Love Megan. So shout out to Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex. I learned that like if you don't want to see the water or change the water, to put it in like a pot that wasn't like a clear vase, so that you didn't have to see the dirty water or change it all the time, because I don't have time to change it all the time. And so I have this pot and I put it in and I put little tape, like a grid of tape to help me arrange. And then I organize them in categories like Kayla had taught me in the workshop class. And it just brings me joy. I wish I could do this all the time. I'm going to make it, I wanted to do it weekly. So we'll see if I bring this back into a routine. But I got inspired and I hope this inspires you. Again, $11. I already had the base, I had the water, I had the tape, but it looks legit and it looks really pretty. It just brings me joy and creativity, and I love looking at it. I hope this conversation helps you get in touch with a little bit of a softer side in your self-love journey. Maybe flowers speak to you as well. And whether you want to go buy yourself flowers or make yourself a beautiful little bouquet, I think it's just something nice to do for yourself or maybe other people that you really love. And I hope you enjoy our lovely conversation about our love of flowers. Hi, Kayla.
Hi, Monica.
How are you?
I'm doing so well. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful day.
It is such a beautiful day. And you brought the beauty. I greeted Kayla at the front of the library. Shout out to libraries.
Shout out to the libraries.
And she had this beautiful yellow like arrangement. And I was telling her I've been so drawn to the colored yellow. Shout out to Coldplay. Also, too soon. But yeah, we were just talking about how like summer has been kind of creeping up, but I'm not ready to let it go yet.
Either. Certainly not. I feel like I just started to relax into the summer. It's interesting, like anytime you go on vacation, like it takes like the 4th or 5th day to like fully feel like, I can
That's so
relax.
true.
And I feel like I'm in that state.
Yeah, it takes 2 months. And then we're like,
Truly does. It does like it's over, but we're definitely still holding on. It's hard to
yeah. Well, what kind of drew you to these colors?
truly just like the brightness of flowers. I mean, I love a moody arrangement, but I feel like today we're talking about self-love and the journey of like finding love and little nuggets of happiness everywhere we can. And like, to me, that just means bright colors and bright flowers. And I picked some really fun ones, some that are a little close to home too. So I would love
I was so excited to talk about them. I met Kayla at a floral class that she posted about, or a bookshop, shout out to Birdhouse Books, 10 Gifts, posted about it. And so that I've always wanted to take a floral arrangement class. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your floral journey and your business? Why you love flowers too?
Oh my gosh. Really, like what's not to love about flowers? But I remember getting into the floral scene randomly. I was just applying for random jobs. I had a really nice job that I could stick with for the rest of my life. But I was like, I want to explore. I want to see what else is out there.
Mm-hmm.
And of the many places that I applied was this super tiny floral studio up in Georgetown. And for some reason, they said yes. I had zero experience, like literally nothing behind me. And they took me in. I learned so much. And I think from that point forward, I was like, there's so much to learn. I don't want to stop. And so after working there for about a year and a half, almost 2, I decided to go full-time freelancing.
That's so exciting and scary.
It's so terrifying. No one tells you.
Yeah,
Truly no one tells
so true.
I mean, the stuff that I learned within that like 1.5, 2 years at the studio, like I learned so much more in like 6 months freelancing, just because it's so
true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such like it's so condensed and like we're running, hitting the ground running. And I think how beautiful and amazing these giant events and weddings that I was able to like work on and put my own little, spin on.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't very intimate and it wasn't very personal.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I love about flowers. I love how personal they are. Like they can mean so many different things to so many different people. And granted, again, I love my big events, my big weddings, but I want people to be able to like experience flowers for themselves and have the opportunity to touch them themselves. Because I feel like if you engage in your senses of flowers, they mean something so much more. And we're so much more.
So true. I think that's one of the things I really loved about your class was just the storytelling element behind it, and just kudos, testimonials. I have always been in my self-love journey. Before Miley gave us the anthem of buying yourself flowers, it was one of the first indicators of like, I want to start dating myself. And so I went and bought myself flowers, which that act is very independent and like so powerful on its own, but it's totally different from like arranging your own creative art piece, truly, to express how you're feeling about yourself. I probably wasn't quite ready to do that 9 years ago.
We all start somewhere.
We all start with a book. I think I bought a bouquet of pink roses, and I was like, this is the color. This is me. Where I'm starting right now. And I feel like I've evolved. You're so right. Because now, like when I buy flowers, well, after taking your class, I've been trying to arrange like my own stuff. I got out of your class and I was like, I need to do this once. I'm going to do it. And then I was like, it's a lot.
Like, it is a lot. I will say that much.
I was like, this is so beautiful. I want it more.
It's also so messy, right?
That is very true.
It's so messy with any art form. Like I have dabbled in all of them.
Yeah.
Not great. This is the one that we've landed on because I feel confident in this one. It is so messy, and it takes getting into this zone and like stabilizing yourself. Like it's gonna look ugly until it looks pretty. And that, I mean, I think the one thing that has made me stick with it is that these are going to be beautiful no matter what I do to them. So I of course, like my artistic eye, my vision, that adds to it. But regardless of how I place each stem, this is going to be beautiful on its own because of what it is. And that's just so, and I think it's amazing that you date yourself and you buy yourself flowers.
Yes.
It's beautiful no matter what you do.
Yeah. Last week, well, I did it. I've been doing it for a really long time. And then I feel like I've graduated to this, like, I call it like exercise free will and glitch the matrix dates.
Oh my God. Wait,
like level 10.
share.
So, okay. So I felt like a snow cone last Friday. And I hadn't had one in a while. I was like, it's been I haven't had a snow cone. It's summer.
Dude.
Sinful. So I just to go get one. I get one and I'm staring at this bowling alley right in front of me. And I'm like, what if no. Could I have not been bowling since I was like a child.
Yeah.
And I thought, I mean, why not? And so I brought my snow cone in. There was a sign that said no food or drink. So I was like trying to hide it because I thought I was going to get in trouble. We're still working on that. And then I was like, one person, an hour. And then put my headphones in and I bowled.
Oh, I'm so inspired right now.
It was so much fun. And then
God.
I got mozzarella sticks. And then I was like, and people watch. And I was like, this is great.
People watching. That is like the best day I've never had. I
highly
love to do
recommend.
this.
I was nervous at first because I was like, I forgot bowling is a skill.
No, the bumper lanes.
Yeah, I didn't ask her that. So I was like, oh, gutter ball center. I was like, we're just gonna wing it. I did get a strike. Yeah, that was my goal. I was like, I want to get a strike. But I think the evolution. I want to thank Flowers for kicking me off. Yes, on that self-date journey. Because now I'm like glitching the matrix, going bowling on a random Friday afternoon.
Okay, no, that's such a slay. True. It'd be so fun. Like, I'm sure we'll talk about this later.
Yeah,
but like, this would be an amazing series to like post to that. Like,
oh my God,
you can do.
We were talking about like how we should be posting more content. Like, we're gonna post more content. You're right.
Listen,
great segment.
We'll circle back to all of our ideas. Oh my gosh.
What's something you love about yourself and like your own self-love journey?
Yeah, I think specifically with flowers and the idea of floral arranging, I have found myself so much more appreciative of my artistic eye. And again, like my entire life up until this point and up until finding flowers, it was like, I know I have something artsy and craftsy within me and I just can't find the right channel. And I would try everything and nothing would stick. And it was just very much like, oh, it's just my ADHD. It's just me like wanting to try everything once. And it was so much deeper than that. I had just not been able to find the right medium for my hands to be able to execute my vision. And so flowers, I think, have brought this newfound sense of like peace because now I have something that I can channel all of this energy into and create something beautiful, not just for other people, but for myself. Yeah. And I just find myself so much more appreciative of my artistic eye as well. Like once you find, again, the medium that works for you, I feel like you can start seeing inspiration everywhere in places that I don't think anyone would think there would be inspiration.
That's so true.
Like just right now, like looking at all of these books, they are not color coordinated, which is a little frustrating.
She's looking outside the window by the library.
Yes. I'm just like all of these colors that like in my mind would never go together. I'm like, actually that I can think of a couple of flowers that I could see myself using that way.
That was another thing that I learned in your class about like color swatching. And like I had never associated color coordinating with flower. I know it sounds like simple, but like the actual artistic because I have these like Pinterest boards where at an old like 9-to-5 job when I needed like a little zen time, I would just pin color swatches. So I have like all these color swatches, but I've never known what to do with them because I'm not going to paint every wall I enter kind of thing. Similar to you of like, I have all this like creative relationship with color that I don't know how to like explore because my medium is of words and I can be colorful with my words, but I still sometimes crave that like visual tie to color.
100%. I feel that so deeply. Oh my gosh. And I also have my little Zen garden of Pinterest like color mood boards.
Yeah.
Like, all of the random names are like nail polish color names. Like,
oh my God, I love naming things.
it's so fun too. And like, it also makes me a bit more of like a hunter-gatherer because I'm like, where can I find these flowers and these colors and these grasses? And I am a big freebie lover, so I will go foraging all the time and like actively saying, okay, this is what I want to emulate. This is what I want to be inspired by. How can I go execute that vision? And colors play such a huge part in floral design. So I definitely feel myself like finally starting to understand the color wheel and wanting to explore more.
Yeah.
And of course, again, they're going to be beautiful on their own. So I feel a little bit less pressure if it doesn't look right. But yeah, it's been a really fun color journey.
Yeah, that's so, and it's inspiring too, because you can, I'm sure like when you're walking around in your everyday life now, you see color differently.
100%. 100%.
Do flowers immediately come to you or not?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they do. They're super random. Me and my friends were at a juice stand drive-through, and the drive-through like looped around the entire like shopping center complex, whatever. And as you loop around, there's this giant limestone wall that's just ugly. It's just this giant limestone bunch of nothingness. But of course, my little eye sees this little green sprouting plant with little pink blooms on it. I've never seen like a pink blooming wildflower in Texas. And so I was like, cool, we're going to ask Google. And I like climbed this cliff and like took a picture. And I was like, I just wanted to know what it was. Like, I'm not going to cut it. I don't need to use it. I don't know if it's going to survive in a vase, but like, I want to know what it is. And I feel like I do find myself constantly being like, oh, there's a flower over there. I know what that one is. And if I don't, I just add it to my camera.
Yeah. What's a flower that's always been like, you've always been drawn to as even like when you were a kid?
Probably zinnias. I think zinnias, we actually have some in there, the little green, lime green flowers, the bud.
These right here?
Mm-hmm. They are so beautiful. One of my like favorite memories growing up in my parents' house, I had like finally started to actively drive with my driver's license. I was so scared of driving, but I drove to the Walmart Garden Center and I wanted to treat my mom to some new potted plants. And I picked the most colorful, they did not go together, but the most colorful flowers I could find. And I think 3 of them were zinnias. So it was like reds, pinks, greens. And I went home, I potted them, I put them in the front yard because I wanted everyone to see what I'd done and the colors that I chose. And to me, like, that's what a flower looks like. Like, that is the most perfect representation because it has like, this one is like tiered. I think there are like 3 different colors within this zinnia. And also just like Central Texas flower farmers, there aren't many just because of how crazy it is to try to grow flowers in the unknown Texas weather. Not a fan of her.
Yeah.
I think of all the flowers and varieties and grasses that they grow, the zinnias that these Central Texas farmers create are just insane. And I just bite it. It's like candy.
They're so beautiful. I just like, I also like flowers that have like different color. It's almost like you can see their own becoming.
100%.
And like it shows how much different color they have and we have. And it's almost like a mirror. I just, as you were talking, I remembered, I guess I have done flower arranging. Like when I was little, I would go and at recess, I was the girl that picked flowers and would make little bouquets for my teacher.
No, I never gave mine.
And my mom. So I guess like even thinking back, like we always have this like urge to be creative in a very innocent, simple way. And then life when we grow up and all this stuff. But the flower that came to mind were the buttercups, like the little pink ones. Like those are the ones that I would.
Yes. And they they're super unique in the sense that once they bloom, they can close back up.
I didn't know that.
And they can bloom again. And
life.
They are persistent. And they're like technically weeds, like the little Texas buttercups. And I always wanted to be able to put them in a vase, but they will die. Yeah. But if they're connected to their root, they will open and bloom for like a day. And then at night comes, they close. And the next morning comes, they open.
Oh my God, they literally wake up and go to sleep.
Yes. They're so cute.
They're just like us. Flowers are just
I love it. Oh my gosh.
How have flowers shaped your self-love journey?
Oh, I think they've definitely made me more understanding of time. Ooh. And my self-love journey is just always like, oh, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And I only have this much time to do it. And I feel like within loving myself, it's giving myself grace until like every day is a different day. Things will get done. The crazy thing about flowers is what we're seeing is their last moment of existence. Like the flowers, it takes like what, 2 to 3 months from a flower from seed planted in the ground to sprout, to grow, and then to bloom. And to bloom is their last phase of life. This is their death, right? This is their, It's their last grab at like nature to like, please, like wind, bugs, whatever pollinating creatures are there, like take my little seedlings and like go plant more and make more of me. And I
That's
think
so beautiful. You're
No.
right.
it's just, and it's interesting too,
Yeah.
because like the culmination of all of this work and this blood, sweat, and tears to become something so beautiful at the last moment in time.
Yes.
And so that has changed my perspective of my self-love journey. I don't have to become everything that I want to become right now at this age. I don't have to become everything that I want to become 3 years ago. Like whatever happens, like it's okay if it happens at the very end of my existence. That is totally cool. Flowers, and again, this is a dead flower, and it's so beautiful, and it's the center of the attention, right? But it's done. It has done its job. It's worked so hard to become this, and now people can celebrate it and admire it from near or far, and then it's done, and it's over. Like, we don't have to rush. It will be totally cool. We'll get there when we get there, and so just enjoy the beauty of it now.
I needed to hear that. Thank you, Kayla.
Oh my God, of course.
I think we're always just so like trying to do a lot at once, and like I have to heal this. I want to do this venture creatively, entrepreneurially. And then I've been thinking a lot of like, oh wait, I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
I still have a lot of life to live. Like my 40s is a whole other decade. She's super hot. She's cool.
So hot. Oh my God.
50s me is also like just vibrant. Like there are phases of our lives for a reason. And I love that view on flowers because we are admiring their beauty. And they're saying goodbye in a way that's so beautiful too.
100%. And that's just, my perspective of life has truly changed by playing with the flowers. So
when was the first time you received flowers? Do you remember?
I personally don't remember the first time I ever received like a bouquet or an arrangement for like a birthday or an anniversary, but I do remember the first time I ever was given the opportunity to cut and play with flowers. And I was like 6 years old at my grandmother's house, and all of us grandkids, I think at one point, I think there were 7 of us all within like the same 1 to 2 year age range. And we would go over there and run around, and my grandmother had the most beautiful garden. I don't think I've ever seen it without at least 5 different varieties blooming. Like this woman put her blood, sweat, and tears into that garden. And she was so willing and readily available to cut away at them just to give it to 6-year-olds who will throw it in the air or like put it in their shoe, chew it. Like she did it. And she, the money too, like the monetary concept of like buying the tools, setting it aside the time to grow this garden from scratch, from literal seeds, and then to just cut it away because she wants to make someone else happy. And she made us happy for 10 minutes. Our attention spans were not
right.
But that was, and I still remember it, like running around her garden, just grabbing the flowers and pointing out which ones I wanted, and her just, okay, you got it. Like how precious now, and that has had such an impact on my life and how freely I'm able to give.
Yeah.
Especially with flowers. And so I'll always remember those moments in her crazy, insane garden.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. What a beautiful memory.
And I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah, I was thinking of like how you were saying too of like giving, because flowers at the end, like they just give.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like not take, but like here's my pollen. Here's my whatever you need, wind.
Yeah. Take it away. It's all yours.
Cycle it for a new life. That's so beautiful. Have you, since flowers have always been sort of like in your life in like a creative way, how has the revolution of like, buying yourself flowers, was that something that came naturally for you?
I don't think it came naturally, at least not for myself. That's still something I struggle with, like buying myself flowers, because then my head is like, well, what's the purpose? Like, is it for someone's engagement? Like, what is it for?
It's tied to creative output.
100%. So the leftovers of these events, I'm like, okay, let me dabble with them. Let me explore. But I think the creative aspect of providing yourself the tools to create your art, that's something that I am able to do. Like, if a client is willing to spend X amount, I'm always, well, let me get a little extra.
Yes, treat yourself.
Let me be a little bit more creative. Let me spruce it up.
Yeah.
So I think again, with the tools, like being able to invest in your equipment, right?
I know. I was telling her I upgraded a little bit.
They look great. But being able to invest and like further the vision, further the outcome. I'm definitely like more inclined to do that now than I was when I began. But I need to get on that buying yourself flowers.
Because I can see how something that is tied so much to like your creative output, but also your career and also now probably your finances. And it's all like one thing.
Yeah.
And like something for me that has always been books. And so I forget my original love for it.
Yeah.
And even if it's just coming to the library to check out a book or I don't know, read my books that we were talking about earlier. How it's like two different hobbies to buy books and read. I dabble in both, but I guess it's the same way for you with flowers in the sense of like, it's so much of a loving output service. What's something that's a loving input service for you?
Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with flowers, which is so interesting, at least in this season of life. I think being able to take that time that I would be obsessing over these awesome details and making the mood boards and sending the Pinterest images. It's just taking the time away to be outside in nature and to like look at a flower, admire it, and not cut it. And just let it be. And just being able to sit with it. And like I see beautiful things all the time. I don't need to own them for them to still be beautiful to me. Like I can admire it. That flower won't be there in the next week. Yeah. But I can sit with that beauty. I can say, that is amazing. That's so cool. I can admire it. I can post about it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to own it. I can just be and I can just exist. And that is a lesson that I am constantly trying to teach myself. Like, it's okay to just be.
Oh,
yeah. But you don't.
Not for that one.
You just, everything. And again, it kind of, contradictory to what we said about like needing to post all the time. Yes. It's okay to just sit and simmer and let the ideas flow to you as they flow. But yeah, I think we're on the right track.
Yeah, I struggle with that too as well. Just like just existing.
Same.
Just what is existing. Just like letting stillness be part of my self-love journey and knowing that like I don't have to do anything in order to like be loved or like be productive or create. If I feel like creating, I should definitely create.
Right.
But I think over time, life has always kind of connected productivity with creativity, especially as creative people. You want to do that as like your main thing. And then when it starts to become this like, am I even enjoying this anymore? I think that's where I'm like, oh, I need stillness. Because I need to just look at it from afar. So yeah.
100%. Taking the time away, like walking away too. Like the amount of times, granted, I don't draw well and I own that and I know it and I accept it and I'm okay with it. Like the amount of times an art teacher would say, well, just walk away. Just walk away from it and you'll see it from a different perspective. And while I can't relate to that in terms of like art in that medium, I can relate to it in this. Like if you're struggling with the placement, if you're struggling with the structure of it, just walk away. Give it some fresh eyes, think about something different, to use your brain in a different way, turn off this other way of viewing things, and then come back to it.
Yeah, I guess in that same vein of like perspective, is there something that people assume about flowers that you feel is a myth or is something that they've taught you to change your perspective on?
Yeah. I think so many people, at least with how readily available flowers are nowadays, I think people opt out of purchasing them because of that short lifespan, that very like minimal time that you get to spend with it, and people kind of see it as like a waste, or maybe faux flowers are better for my home, or maybe no flowers at all. But if anything, I think that adds to the value of it, and that's what they have taught me. Like it's such a luxury to be able to say like, this is only going to last for a few days. I only have a few days to enjoy it. I have to make the most of it. And that is a luxury. Time.
Yeah.
Time is such a luxury. And we're always talking about time. I'm
Her and I are
like,
you know her too?
It's done me dirty, but it's okay. We're recovering. Couples therapy. Oh my God. Yeah, that it makes it so much more valuable. And flowers are with you at parties. They're with you at funerals and celebrations of life. And it's such a short period of time. So enjoy that beauty and milk it. Like take as many pictures as you can and then frame the picture of the flowers and that'll last forever. But
sometimes I'll dry my flowers as like another way to. And then, well, actually, I don't think I've ever told any, well, breaking news, I guess. Sometimes I'll dry them.
Yeah.
And then other times I'll dry them and then I will let the petals sort of fall, put them in this is as romantic, a poop bag from my dog, because I go on walks with my dog a lot. And then if I feel like I need to let go of something, I will take the poop bag, empty poop bag. I felt like I need to clarify that.
As one does.
As one does. And we'll fill it with all the petals from that bouquet. And then I'll go on a walk and I'll just flower girl. And I'll give it back to the earth. And I take myself on a little flower girl walk. Like the aisle is just my path with my dog. And then after I'm done with it, I just kind of let their petals around. And that's like a way that I let go.
That's so beautiful. And that reminds me of one time, this like no tea, no shade. There was a man who came in and bought flowers. I used to sell these little flowers at this little cafe. Mm-hmm. And I was like stalking them and this big burly man comes in. And I'm like, there's no way. Maybe he made someone mad and he's buying like apology flowers. And he was like, oh, I'm about to get on a plane to go back to San Francisco tomorrow. And I'm wanting to buy these flowers to thank Austin and thank Texas for the time that I've had here. And he's like, I'm going to go sit down at the trail with my flowers and speak life into them and then let them be given back. And I go, beautiful. I was so shocked. I was like, okay, cool. Like, it's so like, I love when people get to be that free and open with their intentions. Like I am not.
Yeah.
We're still working through that.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. We're blooming.
We're blooming. We're blooming. It was so beautiful and so pure. And I love that. I love that so much. And it's definitely inspiring me to do something of that same nature for sure.
Yeah. I think that now that I'm like thinking about it, I think my relationship with flowers have come full circle in that way where it's like, I have a hard time letting go. I have a hard time receiving. And so I've been working on that these past couple of years in my self-love journey. And letting go is always this like very foreign like I can't see it. Yeah. And so like I need to touch something to like do that. And so it was like a full circle. Like if I bought these flowers for me, now I want to like say thank you to them in that way. But that's such a beautiful,
oh my gosh.
That's like another level. I want to do that.
No,
next time I travels.
I still like, I should not have been like, should not have had that many preconceived notions of what this man was doing with his flowers. But like, that's so beautiful and so inspiring. And like, I definitely have learned from that for sure.
I mean, has there been a flower that's like told you a story or one that you tie meaning to, not necessarily for like celebratory or like events, but do you sometimes use flowers to like as signs for yourself?
Ooh, that's a phenomenal question. Oh my God. I'm looking at these arrangements right now and the thing that came to mind, it's not even a flower, it's a grass, explosion grass. And when I worked at the studio, however many years, my concept of time is so short, but however many years ago I worked.
It's okay, we don't need to talk about her.
You're right. I gotta stop. I'm a decenter time for my life. But explosion grass, I remember the studio manager that I worked for sent me to the flower store. I was like, okay, well, this is your budget, like go crazy. And I remember seeing this and being like, oh my gosh, I'm like looking around, like, does anyone else see this? Like, this is so cool, this is so fun. And explosion grass is not necessarily available all the time, but when it is, like, because of how much there is of the explosion grass, people kind of like opt out of it. It was super trendy for a while, and now it's like, oh, that's old news. And I'm like, it's so good. Like the texture it gives, like each one of these are like their own little blooms. Like I was so obsessed with explosion grass. And I remember bringing it back to the studio, and they're like, yeah, like it's grass. What have I found? And then it's just that like that raw excitement of like, oh, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to put it in this kind of arrangement and I'm using it in this way. And like, this is my new flower. And I definitely overused it. But it was so beautiful. I felt like that diamond in the rough kind of find. And I love the joy that I still get from it. Like I still gravitate towards it and I still look for it when I walk into the flower shop.
You know what they remind me of? Did you ever go to like Disney on Ice?
No.
So are these like in the 90s or early 2000s, there are these like cool things you would buy at those shows?
No, I know what you're talking about. They like light up.
Yeah. Which probably would have been memory unloved. That's how they would feel with me.
My
and
gosh.
I would just feel like hypnotized.
I'm inspired.
So it's like nature's version of that.
Oh, truly. I mean, that's literally like I like started drooling and like looking at it. I love it so much. So fun.
I would love that.
Throw back.
Yeah, it really. I was like, what does that remind me of? That's very magical to me. Do you have like a memory where you had like a magical flower moment where you're like, oh my God, flowers just made me believe in magic?
Oh my God. These are phenomenal questions, by the way. Like I read through the
Thank you. No. Maybe I stop.
Oh my gosh. I love them. A magical flower moment. I mean, as like the cliche as it is, like all flower moments are magical.
Of course they are, because they're magical.
This reminds me, I think this is called Pennyroyal. It's just like this little purple flower. It's super fragrant. But it reminds me of this flower called Greg's Mist Flower. And I was up in Georgetown visiting my boo school. And I had like so much time to kill. I'm like, well, I don't want to drive all the way back down to Austin. Like, let me find something to do. And I drove around the Georgetown Park. And I forget what it's named. It's this beautiful like memory garden who's named after someone.
It's okay. Shout out to them.
Thank you for your contribution. But it was like this kind of like you walk down these super steep steps and you walk into this beautiful garden. And I still get chills. I walk in and every single flower had a butterfly on it. There were so many butterflies. And again, I'm like, look, does anyone else see this? Like it's in the middle of a park. Like it's just, the park is popping off. No one's in this garden. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, there were bugs that like, listen, I'm not a bug girly. I do not like bugs. But I was just so amazed. I think I have like a camera roll album of it still. And I was like texting, come over here now. Like, come look at this. Take pictures of me with that butterfly. This is so cool. And I still think about it. And that reminds me, like, I need to go back up there and just see what it looks like today. But
that would be such a nice, full circle moment for you.
A little date. But it was Greg's Mist Flower, which is just like this, but all of the purple's at the top. And butterfly, it's like butterfly central.
I love butterflies.
I used to think they were like they're cheesy. Like it's a bug. Bug can't be cheesy. It's just a bug. But I love butterflies. There's so many different kinds and varieties.
Yes.
It's insane.
That's so true. There was this like butterfly center. I grew up in Houston, so we'd go to the Crockle Butterfly Center. I forgot the name of it, but it's in the Houston Museum of Natural Science. And I was like obsessed with having butterfly like land on me. And they really just wanted the food.
Yeah.
They're just so beautiful. You know what I mean?
I get it.
I was like, you're right. Like, I get it. Go to them. It's fine.
But I'm also here, by the way.
So you kind of fell into the love of flowers, wanted to kind of go on your own to like in this creative venture.
Yeah.
I would say you're entrepreneurial. Or an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur.
Very French.
Thank you. I think it is a French word. Okay. That's all. That's your French lesson for today. What about the life that you've created do you love?
Oh my gosh. I think as of now, again, in this season of life, I love being able to see and participate in all of the other small business ventures in Austin right now. Like, I will reach out to different businesses and be like, I know you're having this event at this day. I would love to gift you some flowers. Like, flowers, again, they hold so much meaning and so much power behind them. And I feel like when I was first trying and failing and trying again, I think if I would have seen or heard someone like specifically say like, hey, you got this. It's going to be rough, but like, you got this. Push through, hang in there. It's not this linear thing. I think that would have made me like so much more motivated in the beginning. And I think my ability now to explore my beautiful hometown of Austin in a different perspective of like, we're all trying.
Yes.
We are all trying. And the more open we are with our failures, our successes, and the more open we are with sharing our skills, I think that's like skill sharing is so huge and so important, especially in small communities. And I would love to like host more floral workshops with those small communities and people who are just starting out and kind of spreading that flower love. And
yeah, you're like a pollinator in that way.
Yes, I am. My next tattoo.
I would love to pull an oracle card for you.
Please.
Flowers, are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think the flowers agree.
I think they do too.
Okay.
They're reaching out.
As always, she chose the one that I'm using the Woodland Wardens deck, so I'll put a link in the description. I've used this once before. I got it at Christmas, so I always get nervous with new decks because I'm like, I don't know them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, girl, we know you.
I'm like, don't worry.
We'll carry you through. Okay, flowers. I would like you to give the message. Yeah, I want the flowers to give the message to you.
Please.
What do you want to tell Kayla?
Yeah.
Oh, they want to tell you.
They said so much,
Oh,
actually.
That is so funny.
They said so much.
No, so I asked I looked at both, and then 2 cards came out. So I think they each want to tell you something
different to say. Okay.
Okay, we receive. So I'll do you. Do you name your arrangements?
I don't. I imagine them as people, though. I
Okay.
have only told one other person that.
Breaking news! We got 2 breaking news
people, which is so like not.
No, I name things like all things.
Yeah.
So like I get it. Well, we'd like to hear your message first. And it's kind of funny because look, we have the trout and the lily of the valley, which is purification.
That's amazing.
So I like to just kind of look at the card, and it's got the grass. This is so,
it's meant to be.
Yeah, very aligned. I kind of like to look at the card and then I can read the description. But from what I see with this, I feel like this flower arrangement is trying to tell you sometimes emotionally purging out things. I'm getting like, you know how like lakes can be kind of like covered and you can't really see underneath. I think it's just trying to remind you that there's still opportunity for emotional depth and emotional connection. And your grass like symbol here of like, I feel like you might be someone that is always attracted to the things that maybe people don't always see first. And so maybe it's telling you, don't forget to see yourself that way too.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a beautiful message. Arrangement number 1. Arrangement number 2 has the raccoon and the sycamore, which is curiosity. And she does feel a little bit more like the little sister. Like she's like, yeah, I think she's just reminding you to play. Because like curiosity and like raccoon and like, well, raccoons are nocturnal animals. So I think maybe something around like your dreams and like tying your dreams to bringing them to light a little bit and 100%. Playing and not really taking yourself too seriously.
Both of these. Okay, I hear you.
Dad, they're like, I can read something from here if you would like. Did that resonate?
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay, good.
Especially what you said at the end about that. Like,
I don't even remember. But I'm not. It just comes in and then I'm like, okay, great.
That's exactly what it's meant to do. Like, I think you said you recognize the beauty in things before maybe other people do. And like,
I did say that.
You did. In quotes.
Okay, I'll read you this. Your difficulties are subsiding and happiness will soon be restored. Now is the perfect time for quiet meditation and deep introspection.
Love.
Is there a harmony within my personal ecosystem? Is the question.
In my personal.
It's rhetorical. You don't have to answer. Or if you're called.
Yeah. We're sitting with it too. And like there's like this upcoming change, which is the fall season.
Yeah.
How can I remain me? How can I remain centered during like, I keep looking at my color-coded calendar and I'm like, oh my
I did that too this week.
But it's good. It's good. So I need to stay close to myself.
Yes.
Prepare myself for it.
We love that. Oh my God, these cards are so, I love it when this happens. It just shows, I feel like it just shows that they love you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then for little sister, curiosity, you are well equipped to explore uncharted territories, climb high into the tree of your interests, bonding from branch to branch. Now is an auspicious time to discover new truths about yourself and your abilities.
Wow. Spot on, little sis.
You go, girl.
Snaps for you.
Oh my God. Yeah, and the question kind of is, what new hobbies or interests do you want to explore? Oh, they really are. I think they really liked how you arranged them, and they just wanted to give you some love back. That was so beautiful, sisters.
Oh my God. Thank you for reading them for me.
Of course. I love doing it. Yeah. How would you like to be remembered, Kayla?
Oh, how would I like to be remembered? I want to be remembered as my own person, but I think I would also love to be remembered how I remember my grandfather. And he was someone who gave without fear. He was himself. He knew who he was. He had been through so much stuff, and he still remained kind throughout it all. And I think that's something that I would also like to be remembered for, someone who gave freely, without concern, without judgment. I think that's important to me, and I'm going to spend my entire life trying to make sure that that stays close to me and close to the people that know me for sure.
Well, I don't know you that well, but I can tell you that just by the 2 times our orbits have interacted, you embody that so well through your own lens. Like the way that you just give to community, like you were talking about, and like flowers themselves are so personal to people.
Truly.
So you're living the legacy.
Oh my God.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica. Oh my God. I keep it's like I'm petting my cat. It keeps tickling. How good though.
Any last words of advice for us?
Sit with the still. Sit with the stillness. You don't have to own everything that you admire. AKA, it's okay if you window shop. You don't always need to buy.
That's true.
And just try. Just try. If I hadn't have tried to apply to the floral studio, I would not be here today. And I was not qualified at all for that job. And I mean that. But I tried. And I have continued trying ever since. So it's not scary. It's unknown, but it's definitely not scary. So yeah.
I'm so glad you did too, because these 2 ladies had some beautiful words to tell you as well.
They had a lot to say. And I'm so thankful for it.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time. For sharing her with us.
Yeah.
Because and you're lovely. You said so many things today that I think I'm going to think about for a really long time. So thank you.
Likewise. Oh my God. I need to read more.
And I need to make more flowers.
Nice. That's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
I love that.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation about flowers. Obviously, I love flowers. I still have my little arrangement that I made. I'm so proud of this. Shout out to Kayla again for teaching me this. It's just it's such a lovely feel to have. And one of the things about flower arranging that I feel I have learned from Kayla, but then also in my own practice, when I'm doing it, I feel like obviously I want it to be artistically perfect, but flowers and life and gardens are messy and work together in very colorful ways. And so one of the lovely letters I thought would be perfect for us to read is called Dear Lovely, Stop Chasing Perfection. So I have not read this. You're going to get a live reaction to see how much the universe is going to remind me of some lovely things as well. So let's just dive in. Let's dive in. Dear Lovely, stop chasing perfection. Love, you are killing yourself. Stop. Don't make it perfect. It wouldn't be a lovely letter if I didn't say easier said than done. Believe me, I know. It's harder to do, to stop. I'm right there with you. I know there are parts of your perfectionism that are hard to control. To those parts of you, I offer you love. I know it's hard. I struggle with it too. Sometimes I want things to go one way or I want to do things in order. Life doesn't work that way. We need to be reminded more often that there are some things we just cannot control. Let go of the reins a bit. Is this right? For a long time, I struggled with that. Is this right? Am I doing it right? Am I making the wrong choice? I didn't want to be wrong. I searched for the reason why I kept asking myself this question. Where did it come from? It's different for everyone, but a part of it was making sure I was in control. I wanted to do things right the first time. I wanted all my choices to be perfect. Stop. Take a breath. Looking back, I realized that even when I thought I made a wrong choice, it was because I made it. When I was doing something wrong, I was learning. The fork in the road or the action we choose to keep repeating will always lead you where you're meant to be, no matter how many left turns we take or how many times we try. It's all part of the process. So next time you find yourself seeking perfection, pause and take a breath. You're on the right path. You made the right choice. You're doing things right. Don't be so hard on yourself. With love, Monica.
And that's the episode. I hope you're inspired to love yourself a little more than you did yesterday, and you're on your way to finding a lovely life you love. If you want to read more about my self love journey, head over to findalovelylife.com. Subscribe, rate, and share this podcast if you feel called to. Remember that your self love journey can start or restart at any point. There are no rules. Stay connected with us on social at Find a Lovely Life, or if you want to see more of Monica Life, you can find me at Lovely Monica, and that's spelled LOVELEEMONICAA. I'll say goodbye for now. Thanks for listening. Until next time.